evening, greetings, and welcome to a live presentation of Eckerd College Women's Soccer, live from St. Petersburg, Florida, on the campus of Eckerd College. I'm Nate March, coming to you live from Johnson Field. This is a presentation of the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. This evening, the Eckerd College Tritons have their home opener against the University of Tampa. It's the Battle of the Bay, the Tritons against the Spartans here in St. Pete. The Tritons come in with a record of 4-0-1 on the season. That draw came against Lynn on Saturday night in the conference opener for both squads. Kalia Yutsi with a free kick goal in the 52nd minute. Ultimately, the lead got away from the Tritons as in the 70th minute or so, Lynn was able to equalize and neither side able to get much of anything done in OT. And so a draw for the Tritons to open the season against a tough Lynn squad. And now Tampa comes to town. The Spartans 1-4 on the season, but 1-0 in the Sunshine State Conference. Victorious in their opener in the conference slate against Barry. 1-0 on Saturday night. Jalissa Richardson, a freshman, with the only goal for the Spartans in that one. We're approaching a scheduled 7 o'clock kickoff between the Tritons and the Spartans this evening. And certainly always fun when these two schools get together in any sport. And these two teams have been pretty evenly matched. Last season, a 2-1 victory for Tampa in Tampa over the Tritons. Eckerd looking for a little payback this season, although a lot of newcomers on this Eckerd squad just now getting their first taste of Sunshine State Conference play on Saturday on the road at Lynn and Boca, and now tonight against the Spartans. Well, the Tritons certainly enjoyed a lot of success in the non-conference slate, the 4 wins as well as a few exhibition victories against some tough exhibition opponents from the NAIA as well as the junior college ranks. And the Spartans, despite that 1-4 record, that record really doesn't speak to how well they have played in the early goings. They have played a very aggressive schedule, including 2 games against top 15 squads, and losing close matches in each of those matchups. Those games I'm speaking of being against 13th ranked Mississippi College and 2nd ranked Columbus State. 3-2 and 3-1 were the margins of defeat for the Spartans, who are coached by Erin Switalski in her 5th season, former assistant at both Lynn and FGCU, now 5 years in at UT. And of course, for the Tritons, Danielle Fotopoulos is in her 10th season, directing Eckerd, a 59-81 and 12 overall record in 10 years at the helm of the Tritons. And this year's team, in terms of talent, really shaping up to potentially be one of her better ones, which is all the better because it's a very young squad that can grow together moving into the seasons ahead. One player, though, who brings a lot of experience for the Tritons, Casey Wynn on the back end, a 4-year starter in the cage. The Fort Myers native will get the start on the back line tonight. She continues to provide incredible stout defense in the goal for the Tritons. Already, the Tritons have posted 3 shutout victories on the season. And Wynn has been in the cage for she's been in for 380 of the 491 minutes on the season so far, and has only allowed 2 goals on the season. So Casey Wynn, really tremendous 3-0-1 record on the year for Wynn. Teams getting lined up. We'll have starting lineup announcements here on the field in just a moment. The Eckerd College men, of course, with the women being home tonight. The men hitting the road. They are across the bridge over in Tampa taking on UT. Elsewhere on the women's soccer scoreboard tonight in the Sunshine State Conference, Nova Southeastern is hosting Lynn. Embry-Riddle is at Florida Tech. Florida Southern and Rollins are squaring off in Lakeland. And Flagler is home hosting St. Leo. That, of course, out-of-conference matchup. Flagler not in the Sunshine State Conference, St. Leo is. Tritons, by virtue of that draw, sit tied for third in the very, very early Sunshine State Conference standings. Tampa 1-0 and Palm Beach Atlantic 1-0. The only teams that posted victories out of the gate on Saturday night. Several teams are playing for the first time on the young season in conference play tonight. Without further ado, we will take a look at the starting lineups for the two teams, starting with the visiting Tampa Spartans. In the goal for the Spartans tonight, it's junior Megan Bromwell, a Hamilton, New Jersey native. Bromwell on the year has started all 5 games for the Spartans, surrendering 9 goals in a little over 400 minutes. And of course, she is accountable for a 1-3 record on the year. In the field for the Spartans, Elena Barr, a sophomore forward. Senior midfielder Ashley Loza. Sophomore defender Quinn Knapp. Sophomore forward Moeka Morse. Senior midfielder Libby Wisman. Sophomore forward Jackie Morris. Junior defender Rennie Taiwo. Senior defender Lacey Nasello. Senior forward Lisa Caprera. And junior defender Taylor Coaster. And again, the Spartans are coached by Aaron Switalski.
Yes!
For the Tritons here on their home field in front of a whiteout crowd on Wednesday night under the lights at Johnson Field. The Tritons, I mentioned Casey Wynn getting the start in the cage. Freshman defender Serena Lewis starts at the sweeper position, and she has been an incredible addition to the stout Tritons defense. Senior midfielder Madison Dilgard, sophomore midfielder Morgan Craven, sophomore defender Haley DeSanto, sophomore midfielder Mackenzie Maggio, freshman defender Andy Wells, freshman midfielder Hajar Benjude, sophomore forward LaShanti Williams, sophomore midfielder Becky Carricker, and freshman forward Kalia Utsi. That is the starting 11 for Coach Fotopoulos tonight. And again, Utsi had the goal in the match against Lynn over the weekend. Overall, offensively for the Tritons, LaShanti Williams and Victoria Grant lead the way with 2 goals apiece. Grant doing a lot of that damage while playing in a reserve role. Only 1 start for Grant on the season. Mackenzie Maggio, Lauren Uden, and Kalia Utsi, each with goals as well on the year for the Tritons. A little tough tracking those offensive stats just because of the 2 exhibitions that were mixed into the flow of regular season play for the Tritons. It's now time we pause, honor our great nation with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. The national anthem concludes at Johnson Field, 45 minutes up on the clock, almost time to get underway between the Tritons and the Spartans on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Once again, I'm Nate March, thanking you for tuning in on a comfortable and really gorgeous night weather-wise here on the Tampa Bay. There is nary a cloud in the sky here at dusk time. The lights are fired up, shadows cast long over the field. Both cages already in the shade, so not too much concern of glare for either keeper. The field pretty well positioned to avoid that as it is facing north-south. Final inspections for the officials occurring on the field of play, which is a sprint turf surface here at Eckerd. Not much of a breeze to speak of tonight either. Of course, a game or two ago when we were here, there was that very stiff east to west cross breeze blowing across the field. Not even a light breeze of that sort tonight. Tritons will be in their home striped jerseys, moving left to right at the start of the game. Spartans from UT will be in their road blacks with the red numbers and the white trim going from right to left. Tritons so far in the season have certainly given the Eckerd faithful a lot to be excited about. They are a fast, explosive group. And one would think they will only get stronger as the season goes along and the freshmen and sophomores continue to gain more game experience. From last year's game, looking at the goal scorers from that 2-1 Tampa victory, Libby Wisman did score the decisive goal in that game for Tampa. The other goal scorers in that game will not be appearing in this one. For Tampa, that was Nastasia Asgadam and Stephanie Linton for the Tritons. Teams are positioned, and it appears we are just about set to go. Whistle blows, and here we are. Away we go at Johnson Field. Benjude immediately gets blown past by Elena Barr in the early going, and Tampa with a quick run down the field right to left, heading out toward the far corner. Ball played to the end line, though, and the Tritons will clear with a goal kick. So Tampa going with a quick surge. You saw Barr just burst forward, caught Benjude a tad flat-footed. Benjude usually a tremendous possession midfielder, both offensively and defensively. Certainly she'll make her presence felt as the match goes along. Ball bounces untouched into the center circle before being corralled briefly by Tampa, and the Spartans carry the ball out to the far side to gain control. That's Wisman with it. And now the Spartans play it back, looking for control, but lost it over the touchline first. And so the Tritons will have a throw-in right there at midfield. Throw-in comes over the head of Utsi, hit out of bounds by Tampa, another Tritons throw-in. A minute gone by, just underway at Johnson Field. Throw in into the box. It is hit first by Tampa. Taken to the outside. Knapp with it. Tries to send the ball up the far side of the field. Tritons up and pushing, trying to keep the ball in the attacking third. But the Spartans able to turn and head the other way. Ball ahead for Barr. Can't turn with it, but able to reverse fields nicely. Uses the turf to find an open area and allow Ashley Loza to run to it. Loza's attempt to pass into the middle, initially unsuccessful, but now gets one through for Coaster. Near the top of the box. Into the box, there's a Spartan player right there, but the flag is up. An offside whistle against the Spartans. And the Tritons receive a free kick. Scoreless match, 2 minutes gone by. Wynn to send it away herself. Up the near side of the field this time. The ball skims along to the near touchline, a throw in for Tampa. The throw in headed out of the air by Dilgard. Dilgard able to stick her foot in, poke it to LaShanti Williams. LaShanti Williams still keeping possession, but she actually wound up tripping over the ball. Here's Benjude, a good settle to stop the ball down, looking to turn and go. Navigates through a trio of defenders and an outside foot pass and a one-touch swat ahead for Williams. Volley of headers. Finally finds the foot of a Spartan. Benjude starts left, turns back right, angles left, long distance shot off the fingertips of Bromwell, and the Tritons receive their first corner kick of the match. Brilliant little shift by Benjude that time. Started left, came back right, then one step left and a long distance shot. Bromwell, her first save of the match. Nearly 3.5 minutes in, Maggio to take the corner. Corner kick on its way. It's over Williams, headed first by Tampa. A swinging kick out of the box, but the Tritons able to hold it in the attacking third. Back into the 18, Bromwell up off her line. Secures the ball. She'll distribute it with a roll. Utsi pursuing on the far side. She is able to steal possession. Williams coming to fight for control. Unable to win it. Spartans try to push the other way. 4 minutes gone, scoreless. Entering the 5th minute of the match, and the Spartans on the attack. The visitors with possession in the middle of the field. Turned away at the 18. Benjude looks to turn and go. Slings a pass to the near side for Dilgard. Plays a ball up the near side. Looked like a good ball initially, but no one there to pursue it. So it'll roll all the way out the end. Dilgard found plenty of open space to put the ball, but no one there to go get it. Quick start up and down the field. Tritons have already had a decent opportunity as Bromwell prepares to kick the ball away. Headed out of the air by Dilgard. Ball bounding this way over the touchline right at midfield. A throw in for the Tritons. Five minutes have elapsed without a goal. Turned into the middle of the field, Moeka Morse. Benjude shuffles her way in. Unable to win control, but certainly slows Morse up. Benjude chasing the ball all over the place. Winds up face planting in the process of chasing. She was fouled, a free kick for the Tritons. I said Benjude was a little flat-footed off the opening kickoff, those first 10 seconds. She's been anything but since. She's been involved in seemingly every play here for the Tritons and gets ready to take the free kick. Strong left-footed kick into the box, caught hit high by Bromwell. Benjude, product of Lakewood Ranch High School down in Manatee County on the other side of the Skyway. Her father played professionally, internationally, and she has a tremendous feel for the game, both the footwork and passing aspect. She's got the power aspect and also the physicality aspect for a freshman. Really knows how to use her body to win control. Carried deep by Barr down toward the end line. Now lost out on the side. Over the touchline again out there on the far side. This time Tampa receives the throw-in. The throw-in not won cleanly by either side. Spartans trying to hold it in the attacking third, unable to do so. Out into the midfield. Tritons try to push forward. Wind up having to go on the retreat again here, though. Becky Carricker on the run, goes off her over the end line. Corner kick for the Spartans. Scoreless match. 7.5 minutes gone. Corner taken out into the midfield. Low kick toward the middle. Knocked up into the air and handled easily by Wynn, up off her line about 8 yards for a two-handed catch. Wynn's punt winds up in the vicinity of Dillgard and Williams. Neither one can win it. Instead, it's taken by Tawo. Andy Wells slashes a pass into the middle of the field. Tritons push up again. The back line of Tampa controls the ball. Spartans move the ball all the way out to the far side. Utsi turns up the speed to get back into the play and break it up, leading to a throw-in. Throw-in played in short. There's a tanglement of bodies there. A good ball through for Barr, but she was tangled with Becky Carricker. Good no call by the officials there. Neither side really doing anything illegal to disrupt play. It's just a collision. They couldn't get disconnected. Dillgard, one-touch soft pass on the ground. Good move by Maggio to create some space. Now she tries to leave a pass for Dillgard. Cross into the middle for Williams. Intercepted by the Spartans, though. Dangerous pass across the middle. Spartans get away with it. 9.5 minutes gone by. Here in the 10th minute of the match, there's the whistle, and the Tritons have another free kick. Benjude to take it. Tritons have 4 players up on the 18. And they'll get a chance at this one. It goes off the head of a Spartan first. Dillgard trying to reverse it back toward the cage. But Jackie Morris able to run the ball out the side. Wells throws it into Maggio. Can't settle it cleanly. Maggio back into the play, though. Steals possession. Has it knocked right back away. A series of one-touch passes to get it out to DeSanto. Her pass to Maggio doesn't have quite enough on it. Spartans able to turn the ball the other direction. Pass ahead right side. No score in the match. Currently in the 11th minute. Williams asserts herself in the play. Out of bounds to Tampa. Williams settles the pass on the ground. Started right, comes back left. Right-footed pass for Utsi. Attempted give-back pass. Now a long ball. Tampa snuffs it out. Far side to near side with a couple easy passes, unchallenged. Touched by Loaiza. Ball over the top of the defense off the foot of Wells. Again, no one on this near side of the field, though, to take a run at it for the Tritons. Whistle goes against Maggio this time. After the early shot on goal by Benjude, hasn't been a great opportunity for either side. Free kick taken very, very short by Nasello. Spartans caught the Tritons, drawn back, but the attempt to reverse fields goes nowhere for Tampa. Out the far side for a Tritons throw-in. Way up into the air. And the battle for control. Not initially won out of the air by either side, but the ball carries back to the Tampa back line. Spartans carry the ball onto the Eckerd half. Morris with it near side, right along the touchline. Off to Barr, but the ball pops off her foot. It comes right back to her, though. Fortuitous. Easy heel pass. Deflected, but gets through, and Wynn has to handle a skipping shot off the foot of Lisa Caprera. Not too much of a threat on that shot. So the shot scares you a little more on a grass field, that you might get a funny bounce to adjust too late as a keeper. On a turf field, that bounce is going to be pretty true most of the time. Throw in for the Tritons on the attacking third, out on the far side. 15th minute of the match begins scoreless. Long throw in toward the box. It bounces untouched, gets popped up into the air in the box. This is dicey, headed down by Williams and handled by Bromwell. That was a dangerous mishit for Rennie Taiwo. The junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, popped the ball straight up in the air inside her own 18. Bromwell has a huge boot. Sends the punt effortlessly onto the Eckerd half of the field, and there's already a half dozen Spartans on the attack. Out to the far side, whistle goes up on a shove. Serena Lewis going to be assessed the foul. Free kick coming for the Spartans. About 22 yards off the end line, into the box, up and over the cage. There was a quick short touch somewhere in the middle of everyone from Tampa to set up the one-touch shot, but it was sent high up over the crossbar from about 15 yards out. 16th minute of the match, 0-0. Wynn's goal kick gets hit right back in her direction. A breakaway for the Spartans, carried in, broken up on a sliding attempt by the Tritons. Wow. Wynn able to secure it. That was dangerous. It was her own short goal kick. Got played first, I believe, by Caprera. And then it was Knapp who carried the ball in. Actually, may have been Morse who carried it in for the initial shot there. And either Carricker or Wells was able to slide in and deflect it. Wynn had to come off her line. And the attempt to cross in front for a finish turned away with a brilliant recovery by the Tritons, who now have a free kick just to the left of the center circle. 28:15 to play, first half. A flurry of activity offensively for the Spartans in the last couple minutes. Tritons look as though they'll take this long. Lewis puts a boot in it. Spinning low kick. It is contacted at the top of the 18 and sent out to the far side. Kept in play, though, by the Spartans. who have a throw-in. Triton's unable to hold the ball in play. Both teams have a slew of substitutes stretching and warming up. No one at the table yet, though. LaShanti Williams attempting to settle out of the air. Good job to settle and find Wells. Wells ahead for Dilgard. It is broken up momentarily by Morris, but kept in. Now LaShanti Williams on the run, out the right side of the box, played to the far right side, and out the touchline right next to the flag. So a throw-in and not a corner for Wells. Wells toward the edge of the box, and a miss hit by Williams, trying to send it back to Wells for the cross. Wound up over the touchline, throw in taken short by Tampa. Spartans live dangerously with a pass right toward their own box. Another throw in here for Wells. Finds Benjude with some real estate to work. Briefly missettles, able to get a flyby from the first defender. Loads up with that left foot, but doesn't send it. Instead, a pass into the box, deflects off Utsi, who goes down. She took a funny step back, trying to redirect the ball. Did make contact with it, but an easy play for Bromwell. Bromwell prepares to kick the ball away. Scoreless match after 19 minutes elapsed. Kick winds up going out untouched on the far side. Tritons with a throw-in and the first substitution of the match. Victoria Grant is on her way in. Grant tied for the team lead with 2 goals on the season, but she also scored 2 or 3 in exhibition play. She has shown a knack for finding the back of the net. Knocked ahead by DeSanto. Tritons trying to sustain some possession, but cannot. The Spartans look to take another run. There's a whistle way back behind the play. The ball is coming back onto the Spartans' half, but will be a free kick for Tampa once it gets there. "20 minutes have come and gone. Spartans go backwards off the restart. All the way back to Bromwell. In fact, Grant goes hunting her. Bromwell plays the ball away on the ground. Grant, an explosive athlete with a big, powerful left foot. She's not afraid to shoot from distance. Pass out toward Maggio, does not make it. Benjude with 2 Spartans around her. Ball bouncing free into the midfield. And out on the far side for a Tritons throw-in. Throw in toward Grant. It's knocked out by Tampa. Another Eckerd throw-in. Strong throw-in into the middle of the field. Out on the far side, Knapp has it for Tampa. Popped up into the air. Out on that far side once again, another Eckerd throw-in coming. Right in front of the Tritons bench, Eckerd another throw. Ball has been pinned to that far side of the field now. Plenty of real estate and no one occupying it over on this side. Long ball ahead, but an easy bouncer to Bromwell. Bromwell whips the ball to the far side. Knapp sends the ball ahead and some room to work now for the Spartans. Into the middle of the field for Caprera. Caprera out to the far side. Barr into the box. Barr, tough angle, turns left foot. Wins, falls to smother it. Spartans are able to space the field pretty well again that time. Wynn sends the punt away. Strong one onto the Tampa half. Chipped ahead by Morris. Bounces up almost over Caprera. She's able to control. Right foot ahead, headed up by Lewis. Bounces back toward the top of the box. Wisman gives the ball off far side. Back in Wisman's direction now. Into the box comes Barr with it. Her shot high and not on target. 21:15 to play, first half, 0-0 the score. Spartans have outshot the Tritons 4-1. 2-1 on goal. Benjude had that shot in the early going from about 25 yards out with the left foot. That was all the Tritons managed to muster in the first 25 minutes or so. LaShanti Williams battling down the sideline. Throw in deep in Tampa territory for the Tritons. Wells to take it. Into the box. Wells able to hold it in. Spartans play it to the outside. Jackie Morris sliding to kick the ball away. Wells in a seated position in discomfort. Trying to work her way back to her feet. Wells back upright. And she'll take the throw in. Freshman from Dacula, Georgia. Off the foot of Grant. Played out to the near side, held in by Tampa. Benjude, though, comes back to get it for Eckerd. Her pass, though, is wide of DeSanto. Creates an unsettled situation. DeSanto chasing, gets to the ball first. Nowhere to go with it, though, and the Spartans win control in the middle of the field. Carried forward by Caprera. Then bombed ahead by Taiwo. Taking a run out there is Morse, but Wynn meets her at the top of the 18, securing the ball in the process. 18:35 to go, first half, still scoreless. Maggio misses trying to settle the ball out of the air there. Winds up as a Tampa throw-in. Tritons unbeaten on the season. Spartans 1-0 in conference play. Tritons have a draw in their only game. Another throw-in for Tampa, this time on the Tritons half. Morris takes the throw, headed by Ben Jude out of the air. The whiteout crowd behind us starting to get into it. Carricker, double team, goes down. No whistle. Spartans bring it into the box, crossed into the box, popped up into the air with some force out toward midfield. Spartans turn right back at it. Coaster carrying the ball in. The ball bombed out into the night by Carricker. High arcing throw in, headed down by the Tritons. Maggio looks to turn and go, sends the ball in the air ahead, looking for Grant. Really good ball to keep that pass in all the way down toward the corner. It's out now, and it's a Tritons throw in. Two substitutes waiting on the sidelines for the Tritons, one for the Spartans. Gabby DeSottles in for Tampa. Braden River High School product. Get you the Triton substitutions after the throw-in. Williams plays it to Wells, into the box. Bromwell pins the ball to her stomach. Plays it quickly via the throw. Brought forward on the attack by the Spartans in the middle of the field. Ball is settled, but then disrupted. A good recovery to keep Caprera from being able to settle and get a shot off. Taria Miller is one of the two Tritons players who just came on. She replaces Utsi. And Alyssa Farmer has replaced Maggio. Held in by Miller. Nope, it was over the touch line, says the official here on the near side. And UT will make another substitution here with 15 minutes remaining in the half and the match scoreless. Caprera goes off, and Jalissa Richardson, who scored the decisive goal on Saturday for Tampa against Barry, enters the match. Headed out by Wells there, and the Tritons continue to backpedal. Another throw-in coming for the Spartans. Near the top of the box, Triton's able to turn it out into the midfield. Grant and Williams in pursuit, but Tampa still in control. Way down into that far corner area. Tampa able to draw a corner kick for the second time in the match. Wisman will take the kick. Keeps it low to the top of the box, bombed up over the cage. Well, stoppage here. There's going to be a foul against Eckerd, I believe, on the kick. And my goodness, a penalty awarded to Tampa on that sequence to be taken by Morse. And it's hit wide. Morse, that transpired quickly. Morse awarded the penalty on a foul right at the very upper inside edge of the box on the corner kick. And then Morris winds up taking the kick and does not put it on goal. Really wasn't particularly close to being on goal. It appeared to be a good 3 or 4 feet wide of the far post. So the Tritons dodge a threat that evolved very quickly, and another threat evolving very quickly as the Spartans carry it right back into the box. Turned away this time, though, out to the far side. The clock has not been restarted yet. It's still holding at 13:26. Now it's going again. And a foul against Tampa this time will allow the Tritons to clear. So again, in the 32nd minute, a missed penalty kick. Tampa missing on a golden opportunity to jump in front in this match. Tritons now with another free kick, this time on the Tampa half. Benjude bombs it into the box, bouncing free, and Bromwell able to dart between Grant and Williams and secure the ball. Grant and Williams both there in the vicinity of Benjude's kick. Under 12 to go in the half. Pass ahead by Tampa, intercepted in the midfield by the Tritons and turns into a volley. Tampa creating more and more opportunities to spring runners free down the wings. Here comes Grant, though, down the middle of the field for the Tritons into a crowd. The ball knocked away from her. Once she gets that close, she doesn't need too much more space to load up and just blast away with the left foot. The Tritons put 4 bodies between her and the cage. Tampa with the ball back the other way. This time a quick ball by Grant as the Tritons go quickly on the attack. Could not be run down. Bromwell 12 yards off the line to grab it before Miller could get there. Bromwell mishits her punt. It lands out of bounds on the near side. Each team with a substitute coming on with 10 and a half minutes to go in the half. Kara Zimmerman on for the Tritons. Bodies all over. Grant went down initially. Nicello is down for Tampa. She collided with another one of the Tritons. Appeared to be Zimmerman. Of the whole crowd, Nicello is still down, will be attended to by the trainers. Clock stopped with 9:52. LaShanti Williams came off for Zimmerman. Loaiza came off for Tampa, replaced by Sid Griner. With the injury stopping the clock here, we'll step aside as well. 9:52 to go in the first half. Scoreless match between Eckerd and Tampa on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Nasello able to jog to the sideline under her own power. Back here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network, Eckerd and Tampa scoreless, 9:52 to go, first half. Home opener in conference play for the Tritons against the visiting Spartans. An out-of-town score to report. The Eckerd men are leading Tampa 1-0 on the other side of the Howard Franklin. Benjude taking the free kick for the Tritons. Bounces it in on Bromwell, one hop and handled chest high. Benjude has not been shy about testing the Tampa keeper. She has handled everything just fine, though, that has been sent into the box from a long distance. Spartans control on their own half. Morse, who missed the penalty kick moments ago, carries the ball out to the left side. Brings it by a pass to Griner. Back toward Morse. The pass misses her. Carries through to another Spartan, Wisman. Wisman eluding Benjude. Slides a pass through into the box, but it's played out into the midfield by the Tritons. Popped into the air. Miller and Grant in the vicinity. Neither one able to get a touch on it. And here come the Spartans again onto the Eckerd half. Down toward the far corner, disrupted, and off Tampa over the end line for a goal kick. In that out-of-town score update from the men's game, the goal for the Tritons, Augustin Pertusso with the goal assisted by Ty Dolan. Like this game, that match is in the late stages of the first half. Here we have 8 minutes to go before halftime. Miller trying to defend in the midfield against Morris. Winds up committing a foul. Free kick coming for the Spartans. 0-0 between Eckerd and Tampa. Quinn Knapp taking the free kick. Puts a lot of air under it. Wynn stays back near her line. The ball bounces untouched to her. Wynn puts a big boot on this one. In the vicinity of Grant. Can't fight her way through, though. Miller comes in. Winds up going down, and Morris wins possession for Tampa. Ball knocked up ahead. Wynn plays the ball off the ground. Another strong kick onto the Tritons attacking half. Miller slicing forward for Grant. Grant Into the box, tries to turn, kicks it off the recovering defender. A corner coming for the Tritons. 6:50 to play in the half.
Come on. You didn't show us.
I'm sorry.
I was waiting to see myself.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Lauren Uden on for the Tritons. Ben Jude goes off.
You are my Eckerd, my only Eckerd. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my Eckerd away.
Near side corner kick, second of the match for the Tritons. Into the box, loose in the box, turned toward the cage but deflected and bombed out by Tampa. Hit ahead by Wells, and with the urgency Tampa tried to recover that ball, one would think this will be a corner. It will be for Uden. .5:35 to go in the half. 3 Tritons on the 18, 1 marking the keeper. Only 4 total there in the box, though. And the corner winds up coming out to the top. And from there, wound up being kicked, I believe, by Zimmerman. Goes out the far side. Uden will take the corner out there. Didn't seem like that last corner wound up where Uden intended it. See if this corner agrees with her more. No, it doesn't. It hits the outside of the net. Doesn't give anyone a chance. So a couple relatively unthreatening corners from the Tritons. Game remains scoreless. Tampa missed a penalty kick opportunity in the 32nd minute. Just cleanly missed the goal entirely on the shot. Another wave of Spartans coming down the field. Ball poked free here momentarily. Played into the box. No one there for the Spartans this time. Tritons receive a goal kick. Coming up on 4 minutes now to go in the first half. Wynn sends the goal kick away. Spartans really managed to transition into attack mode quickly. They get numbers up fast. They have everyone other than their keeper pushed up here with under 3.5 to go. Approaching halftime, the Spartans dead set on trying to get there with a lead. Well, now the Tritons have some numbers if they can hurry. Carried into the middle of the field. Pass left off for Uden. And a long hit ahead by Zimmerman rolls out the end line. .245 to go in the half. Bromwell, a line drive kick deflected in the midfield, played forward by Greiner. Played to the outside by the Tritons. Throw in comes in short for Tampa. Played down toward the end line. Somehow played into the box, headed across the cage to the left and out the end line. That cross came out of nowhere. Real tough angle. Richardson was lurking in the box. Couldn't direct her header on net, though. Just over 90 seconds left in the half. Hit out of the air first by Morse. Out to the near side, Griner. Her kick deflected by Uden, and the Tritons turn it back into the midfield. Morris for Tampa. Griner pokes a pass past Miller. Looking for Morris. Morris tangled up with Miller, goes down. A minute remaining. Spartans, this is almost like holding for the last possession in basketball. They can set up for the free kick, take it with about 20 seconds left. Well, they'll take it with about 40 seconds left. Plenty of time for a potential rebound. Ball is loose. It is up in the air, and it is over the cage. It's going out to the corner with 30 seconds to go. And so the Spartans really will get all the remaining opportunities here of this half. They need to hurry to set up this one. The clock will be stopped by the officials. 21.1 to go in the half. Wynn was slow getting back to her feet in the 18-yard box. She had to give up her body in the crowd there. Corner taken into the 18. Played on the ground, batted out 15 seconds. And Triton's able to knock the ball up long onto the Tampa half. Grant winds up colliding with the Tampa sweeper. And the ball played out. That's how the half comes to a close. Eckerd and Tampa 0-0 after 45 minutes here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. We've reached the half. We'll step aside and be back in less than 15 minutes with the second half of this exciting match. At the half in St. Petersburg, Tampa and Eckerd scoreless on the campus of Eckerd College at Johnson Field. 45 minutes, a few opportunities each way, none better than a penalty kick for Moeka Morse, but ultimately that shot missed wide to the right of the cage. And so 0-0 remains our score. You're watching the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. This is a live presentation produced by Eckerd College. I'm Nate March. Triton's coming back onto the field in their home striped jerseys. Tampa in their black visiting kits. Tampa on the left end of the field. Eckerd on the right end of the field. The Eckerd men went to intermission with a 2-0 lead over Tampa across the bay at UT. Blake Bauer with his fourth goal of the season to double the lead for the Tritons. But here it is scoreless, and we are back underway with a quick run by Taria Miller down the left side for Eckerd. Cannot track the ball down, though, and the Spartans play the ball back into the midfield. Volleyed down the near side. Played in the midfield by Zimmerman. This looks to be a mix of starters and reserves for the Tritons. Ben Jude is back out there. Utsi is as well. But Zimmerman still on the field in the midfield for the Tritons. Lauren Uden still in the game as well. Keepers the same, still Wynn and Bromwell. No reason to think that that would change. Scoreless in the opening minute of the second half. Tampa retreating defensively, but not much of a threat. Wisman carries the ball forward. Her pass ahead broken up by Uden, but over the touch line, and the Spartans receive a throw-in. Serena Lewis's ball is intercepted by Wisman. She plays it down the line for Richardson. Serena Lewis comes over, knocks the ball out. Throw in deep in Eckerd territory. A crowd along that near side touch line. Another throw for Tampa. 2 minutes have passed in the second half, still scoreless. Throw in into the box. An attempt to turn the corner. Ball carried back out of the box by Morse. Now into the box and right back out. Miller for Eckerd. Unable to gain control. The ball is played out off of Miller. Throw in for Tampa. Throw in made by Knapp down the line. Tritons defensively break it up. On the fringes of the box, a battle for control. Tampa still able to hold it in. Now going back the wrong direction. Morse carrying it. Taiwo steps up, bangs the ball to the top of the 18. Chased out to the outside by Wells, and she will play it out there to the outside. Utsi battling, trying to win possession, unable to do so. Ball comes back into the box. It is volleyed around to the top of the 6. Wynn is out of the cage. Ball is blocked, and Wynn finally back to her feet, able to secure it. Good job by two of the Tritons to get back and become pseudo goalies on that play, as Wynn was out of the cage and couldn't get control initially. That sequence started with a volley into the box by Rennie Taiwo. Her father, Lawrence, celebrated his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. He and his wife, Deborah, are tuned in tonight. Thank you for making some time to tune into the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Easiest way to get shout-outs in of where you're watching or listening from is Probably tweet them at me, at March on Media. A good way to get those through. Or you can have someone here at the match pass a note along. That's how I received this one. Throw in on the near side. Well, it'll come after Triton's player is down here. So we have a stoppage with 40-45 to go in the second half. Always great to hear where people are watching and listening out there from. Training staff onto the field. The shot differential in the match so far, Tampa is favored 8 shots to 5. Tritons have only managed 2 shots on goal. One was in the opening 5 minutes of the match. Corners are in Eckerd's favor, 4-3. Offsides calls have favored Eckerd. They only have 1. Tampa has 2. It's been a very free-flowing match, up and down the field. Spartans have kept things spaced particularly well. Taria Miller back to her feet. She's able to walk without assistance. Alyssa Farmer in for Miller. So again, we are 49 minutes deep in the match. And scoreless things remain. Tritons will reinitiate with a throw-in. Once the timeout period here concludes. Trying to get some out-of-town scores from the women's soccer slate in the Suncoast State Conference tonight. Sorry, Sunshine State Conference. The win is going to continue the match in a red penny. The only thing I can surmise there is perhaps her dark gray keeper's jersey, considered to be too similar to the black jerseys of the Tampa uniforms. That's all I can surmise. No explanation given for the decision to outfit her differently here. Bromwell to kick the ball away. Battled in the midfield. Utsi almost able to win it, but Caprera takes it away for Tampa. Carried forward by Knapp. Edges the pass off. Coaster. the middle of the field. Tampa still with control. And now out on the near side. Popped in the air along the end line, not going anywhere. Out over the end line for a goal kick for the Tritons. Free kick played first out of the air by Tampa. DeSanto first to it on the ground, though. Triton's able to push it on to the Tampa half. Mishandled by Wisman initially. She starts right, comes back left, though. Benjude there defensively to force her back to the outside. Serena Lewis steps up to play the ball ahead. Tampa still on the attack in the middle of the field. Attempt to thread a pass through, disrupted by DeSanto. Tampa has 8 players on the attacking half. Tritons have 10 defensively, including their keeper. And Tampa creates another opportunity here coming along the side up. Whistle behind the play, though. Perhaps a bit of a wraparound move to get free there. And it leads to a free kick for the Tritons. 37:40 to go in regulation, still scoreless between Eckerd and Tampa. Grant trying to win control up ahead. Whistle goes against her on a battle for that 50-50 ball. Eckerd and Tampa men are back underway. They are in the 54th minute of their match with the Tritons leading 2-0. Here, still scoreless, though. Right-footed kick, bombed ahead, headed off a bounce by the Tritons. Good soft touch there to spring Farmer up the field. Farmer plays the ball into empty space for herself, but too much of an angle toward the near touch line. It's out for a Tampa throw-in. Headed down out of the air, but not kept in by DeSanto. Played ahead out to the far side, out for a Tampa throw-in. Out over the end line, a goal kick for the Tritons. Feels in general like Tampa has been a step quicker to the ball for the better part of the last 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of this half. Tritons haven't been able to get much going. Benjude unable to settle off her right leg. Throw-in for Tampa, comes in for Richardson. Benjude takes it right away from her. But then a double team for Tampa. Benjude able to fight through it. Eckerd moves the ball out to the far side. Ahead for Utsi. Able to settle to herself, but couldn't accelerate off the settle. Plays the ball ahead, still Well, it was still in the Tritons' possession, but lost out now. Throw-in headed first out of the air by Ute, but another throw-in for Tampa. Spartans make a substitution. Loaiza in for Morris. Up the far side, moved along by the Spartans as they continue to probe the defense. Eckerd still unable to fully move things away, and now a backwards ball working against the Tritons. Cross into the middle. One timed up over the goal. Tritons made a dangerous backward pass. Richardson was there to steal it for the cross. But the shot never had a prayer. 12 scoreless minutes of second half play gone by. Wynn lines the ball up the middle of the field, played out of the air by Tampa. Richardson is right there again for the Spartans. Eases a pass to Wisman. Serena Lewis out there, physical with Wisman, plays the ball out. Ball is played out right there next to the flag. It will be a throw-in. Comes back to Wisman. Across into the box, knocked down by Wynn. Didn't handle it cleanly. She's able to recover her own deflection. Nil-nil, and again, Tritons can't get anything going onto the Tampa half. Spartans on the attack once again. They are now doubling the Tritons up in terms of shots, 10-5. Tampa had a penalty kick in the 32nd minute. Nothing came of it. High arcing throw into the box. Lewis heads it first for Eckerd. Lewis gets a foot on it after it's headed down by the Spartans. Kept in along the far side. Lewis plays the ball out, allows the Tritons to reset. Whistle away from the ball. Not entirely sure. I believe there may have been an offside way back before the ball was cleared. That's all I can fathom that could have been. Coming up on 30 minutes remaining in regulation. Still scoreless. Tritons try and find a way to mount a counterattack, but the ball just keeps getting shoved right back their direction. Taiwo able to body the ball down there and get it away cleanly. Lewis another ball ahead, but Tampa has controlled possession so thoroughly the Tritons no longer have that many people out front to send balls ahead for. Eckerd has had to concentrate their resources back defensively. Ball ahead down the far side is out. Tritons will make a substitution. I believe LaShanti Williams will come back on. Maggio returns as well for Eckerd. Throw in for the Tritons up the far side in a scoreless match. Tampa has had the better of things for going on 25 minutes of game action now. Spartans have done everything but score. And of course, ultimately, that is the name of the game. Sometimes you weather things like this. Against Colorado Christian in the third game of the season, the Tritons spent almost the entire first half buried on their own end. Played a more even second half and then won in extra time. The Tritons are able to steal a corner kick here. Wasn't a real organized push up the field. But able to win possession deep, and we'll see if there is a set piece here for the Tritons. Maggio to take it on the far side. Last couple corners were taken by Uden. Neither of them produced an opportunity of any sort. This is a good-looking ball toward the 12. It's loose. Two Tampa players kick the ball off each other before Bromwell manages to scoop it up. Bromwell sends the ball up into the lights. Lights have long since been providing all of the illumination here at Johnson Field. Benjude turns, tries to spring LaShanti Williams down the middle. It's a good ball, but carries too far. Taiwo clears it out. Tritons hoping they can turn this either into a score or at least the start of some sustained offensive possession. Into the box, but no one there for Eckerd. Bromwell will get to send it away again. Lower punt than the last several. Williams plays it out of the air. And then a missed touch. Williams able to steal it away briefly from Knapp. Williams putting the pressure on. Scoreless match between Eckerd and Tampa here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Long ball there off the foot of Benjude, rolls all the way out the end. Triton's men are 65 minutes in with a 2-0 lead over the Spartans. Taria Miller returns to the match. Miller replacing Zimmerman. Tampa has a substitution to make. Here she has to stay in, though. There's no... Well, the officials allow the substitution here. A late one for Tampa before a Tritons throw-in. A gentle north to south breeze has picked up as Grant tries to fight her way through a double team. LaShanti Williams steps in, punches the ball into the box. Lefty shot hits the side of the net. Tritons, their best opportunity in quite some time. Don't expect that north to south breeze to really impact play much at all, other than it does carry the foul odor of wastewater treatment on it. Just an inconvenience of the current weather pattern. And Tampa being awarded a free kick, long way off the line here. Pass just makes it to Coaster as Williams pursues. Lost over the touchline by Griner, who had some room to operate out on the far side. 0-0, 23 and a half minutes to go in regulation. Triton's women, of course, played 2 periods of extra time on Saturday, finishing in a 1-1 draw against Lynn. Free kick for the Spartans, 35 yards off the end line. It's a laser toward the cage and wide to the left of it. Still, the game remains scoreless with coming up on 22 and a half minutes to go in regulation. A volley across the midfield. Wisman wins possession for the Spartans of Tampa. Her pass, though, is too far out in front of any potential recipient, and Eckerd winds up with the throw-in. Batted out in front of the Tampa bench. Good use of the body out there. I think that was Farmer advancing the ball. Spartans briefly wound up on their heels and wind up playing the ball out. Grant running up the back of Taiwo. Ball cleared up into the stands by Nasello. Throw in for the Tritons, entering the 75th minute of the match scoreless. Ball knocked out, another throw for Eckerd. Haley DeSanto to fling it in. Gives herself a long runway for the throw-in. Really gets air under it, skims it off ahead. No chance for the one-time on the back end, and Ben Jude can't track it down out top either. Tampa gets the ball out the other direction. And now the ball is rolling free in the middle of the field, tracked down by Richardson. Richardson taken down from behind outside the 18. And a red card comes out. Serena Lewis sent off, and the Tritons will play shorthanded for the remainder of the night. The Tritons had all kinds of numbers, and somehow the ball just took a funny bounce free, untouched through the middle. And Richardson was out on the breakaway. Lewis got there from behind and wiped her out. Free kick from out top. Spartans crowd up the near side of the field. 4 Spartans there, 2 back around the ball, 1 lateral outlet. Tritons form a 3-man wall. Clock stopped at 20:12 to go. A fake and then a ground ball into the box. Tic-tac-toe. A sliding save by Wynn. A wonderfully designed set piece for Tampa, and Wynn blew it up. Now a ball out ahead for Grant. Tampa was already spreading the field very well, and things aren't going to be any easier now for the Tritons, playing 10 on 11. A free kick coming for the Spartans. Ball played a long way ahead. Top of the box, outside foot toward the cage, but wide left of it. Tampa starting to pile up a shot advantage. Last season, they outshot the Tritons 16-5 in a 2-1 victory, or rather 15-6. Meanwhile, things have not gotten better at the men's game as Tampa has cut the Eckerd lead in half, 2-1. Ben Jude controls. With the right foot, tries to send the ball into the middle, looking for Dilgard or Williams. Dilgard carries the ball out to the right side. Has it taken away, though. Tampa back the other direction. Richardson trying to get away from DeSanto. DeSanto sends it to the outside near side. Approaching 18 minutes remaining. Another throw in for Tampa. Kept in by Quinn Knapp. Works her way past DeSanto. Ball into the box. And it is knocked back out and into the corner. It is a throw in. No, looks like it did get to the left of the flag for a kick. It is a corner for the Spartans, near side corner. Everyone but Williams back for Eckerd. High toward the far post. Headed once, then hit on the ground by Eckerd out toward midfield. Long distance shot, no chance. It's into the net, retaining behind the cage. 0-0, under 17 minutes to go in regulation. That ball volleys out off Tampa. DeSanto to throw it in. Maggio couldn't keep it in on the near side. Marina Lewis was sent off with a red card. Eckerd playing shorthanded. You could say that is the second most important play of the game thus far, the first being the missed penalty kick in the 32nd minute by Tampa. The red card coming in the 70th minute. Elena Barr back in for Moeka Morse. Nap down toward Loaiza, cross in. It is loose off the fingertips of Wynn and then stuck into the back of the net by Tampa. The Spartans take a 1-0 lead. Loaiza's cross. Wynn couldn't quite secure it. And the Spartans just kept coming in waves. We'll see who eventually is credited with knocking that one in back. Libby Wisman has been credited with the goal. At the end of the 75th minute. Carried ahead by Maggio. A header off Tampa. Maggio remains in pursuit, but Spartans able to get it out of their own end. Good ball into the corner for Barr. She's able to keep it in. Nope. Lost it over the end line. Goal kick for Eckerd. Now, soccer, affectionately known as the beautiful game, but so few of the goals that are actually scored in it are a thing of beauty. So many of them exactly like that one that just transpired. A bouncing ball loose in the box in a crowd. And it's just who manages to clean it up. Victoria Grant back on for Madison Dilgard. LaShanti Williams able to steal the ball away here, but recovery by Knapp to take it right back. Wisman plays the ball to the outside. The shorthanded Tritons getting spread out very thin down toward the end line. A corner kick won by the Spartans. Out to the far side corner. This is the 5th corner of the match for Tampa. 1-0 Spartans leading. Under 13 minutes to go in regulation. The kick angled toward the 12-yard marker, on the ground, in the box, carried out of the box by Maggio. May have touched it to herself too far. Played out by Tampa. Benjude settles, turns, looks, sends the ball to their left foot, looking for Grant. It bounces free. Grant in pursuit, kept alive in the middle. Sent ahead on the ground by Tampa. Williams gets tripped up, free kick right in the middle of the field for the Tritons. Eckerd needs something to bounce their way to get an equalizer. Men's game is in the 81st minute. 78th minute here. Ball bounces free in the box, but only briefly. Tampa able to turn it to the outside. Spartans are off and running on that counterattack once again. Benjude back defensively. out toward the corner. Nobody home for Tampa. Loaiza was the closest one to it. Maggio unable to keep the ball in. Throw in by Knapp. Real battle there for the ball. Long distance shot off the top of the crossbar, and a sliding stop by Wynn to snare the rebound. A second attempt by Richardson. Wynn has taken a beating in this game and has needed to keep the Tritons within a goal. Carried forward by Williams. Left-footed pass toward the top of the box. Benjude couldn't get to it. Out to the left side, DeSanto. Moves the ball ahead, looking for Maggio. It is taken away and carried back by Loaiza. Richardson looking to turn and go. Finds open space to her left, out with a pass there. Right-footed shot may have been deflected on the way through. It was, as the signal from the lead official. Slapping the fingers together, signaling a deflection. Corner kick for Tampa. Caprera returns for Tampa. Richardson departs. Corner kick played short. Room to carry it in. Room to carry it in deep. Lefty pass into the middle and tucked into the back right corner by Tampa. 2-0 Spartans. Another well-designed set piece. This one comes to fruition for the Spartans. The Tritons playing shorthanded, just stretched too thin to defend that play. Loaiza wound up finishing. And I believe it was Caprera who carried the ball in and made the pass. Goals in the 75th and 82nd minutes. Morgan Craven back in for Benjude. Barring a miracle, the home conference opener going to end in some disappointment for the Tritons. Was scoreless at half as the Tritons weathered a late half charge by the Spartans. But the Tritons haven't had a shot on goal in seemingly forever. One of their two was in the opening minutes of the match. That was really probably the best shot generated by the Tritons. It was a long-distance attempt by Benjude that caught Bromwell jumping off her heels. Bromwell was able to knock the ball out for a corner. Eckerd hasn't generated many opportunities since. Here come the Spartans again. Down the middle, right-footed shot wide. Morse from 25 yards out. 2-0 advantage for Tampa. Wynn drills the ball up the middle. Knapp steps up to play it on to the Eckerd half. Grant trying to spring herself free here, but cannot. Tampa has been tactically sharp and has taken advantage of the opportunities to really stretch the Tritons thin, particularly after Lewis went off. And here again, good ball ahead from Maggio if the Tritons are in position to go up and attack, but they've had to play everyone back defensively. And so Bromwell can stall here and burn clock, less than 7 minutes to go. Bromwell to kick the ball away. Tampa with 19 shots to the Tritons, 5 now. That is at least 11 consecutive shots by Tampa since the last attempt by Eckerd. It may be more. Kunath in, Farmer in. This is Kunath's first action of the night. So again, the key benchmarks in this game as just over 5 minutes remain. In the 32nd minute, while things were scoreless, Moeka Morse had a penalty kick that was assessed off of a corner where she was taken out in the top of the box. The penalty kick was missed. Tampa kept the pressure on but could not score before the half. In the 70th minute, Serena Lewis received a red card, snuffing out a breakaway by Jalissa Richardson. And since then, goals for Tampa by Wisman in the 75th minute and Loaiza in the 82nd. 2-0 Tampa leading, exactly 5 minutes left in regulation. Throw-in carries to the top left corner of the box, knocked back out by Tampa. The Spartans now can afford to become more conservative, suck back on defense. And Casey Wynn will be pulled from the match here. Again, physically, this has been a very rough match in terms of some of the collisions she has had to weather. So Morgan Fleming will take Wynn's spot in the cage, freshman from Satellite Beach, Florida. Fleming saw action against ASA Miami, an exhibition contest. I believe she saw time against Florida College as well in that exhibition. Or no, pardon me, that was a regular season match, so I believe there was one other match where Fleming got some time. Spartans happy to continue turning the ball out, coming up on 3.5 minutes remaining. And now the Spartans with a takeaway in the middle of the field, and they spring into action on the counterattack. They have been so good at transitioning defense into offense in a hurry and then turning it into sustained possessions. Barr taking the ball deep into the Eckerd half, with Tampa already up 2-0. Under 3 to go. Tampa throw in. Bouncing ball to the top of the box at the Eckerd end defensively. cleared long by Zimmerman. Another ball deep down the Tritons' half. Madison Dilgard checks back in for Eckerd. Headed out, Tritons throwing on the far side. This time, foul going to go against Eckerd. With 1:40 remaining in regulation, the whiteout crowd beginning to file out for the Eckerd faithful. Good news on the other side of the bay. It's a final at UT. Eckerd 2, Tampa 1. The men victorious. Pertusso and Bauer, the two leading scorers for the Tritons men, each with goals in the first half. And Lyndon Dawson made 6 saves in the cage for the Eckerd men. Here in St. Petersburg, not going to be as happy an ending for the Tritons women. Final minute of the match sees Tampa leading 2-0. The Spartans playing keep away as Madison Dilgard challenges everything deep in the Tampa end. Out of bounds in front of the Eckerd bench. Quick throw in taken by the Tritons. 30 seconds now remain. Tritons get one last ball up ahead into the box. No one there to challenge it. Bromwell scoops it up. And with 10 seconds remaining, Tampa 2, Eckerd 0. The final score at Johnson Field. The Spartans enjoyed a 19-5 advantage in shots as the final horn sounds. Eckerd falls to 4-1-1, 0-1-1 in Sunshine State Conference play, and Tampa improves to 2-4, their second consecutive win. And now the Spartans are 2-0 in the conference. A goal by Libby Wisman in the 75th minute, and another by Ashley Loaiza in the 82nd, and I believe a pending assist still to be credited. Now has been added. Lisa Caprera did receive an assist on the goal by Loaiza, as I noted she should. That was the second goal in the 82nd minute. Serena Lewis red-carded and disqualified in the 70th minute. All of that rendered moot the missed penalty kick by Tampa that Morse missed in the 32nd minute. The lines on the keepers. Casey Wynn takes the loss, 6 saves, 2 goals allowed in 85 minutes, 18 seconds. Morgan Fleming didn't have to touch the ball during her time on the pitch. Megan Bromwell, 2 saves, no goals allowed, and a whitewashing of the Tritons. That'll do it from here at Johnson Field. Final score, University of Tampa 2, Eckerd College 0. I'm Nate March. Thank you so much for tuning in and making Eckerd College Soccer a part of your Wednesday night. You have been watching the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Have a good night.